folks, Free Play Frank. This week I got a video for you guys about how I swapped out the motor on my wood chipper. You get to see how it works after. And then later I'm going to play a cool song from, yep, you guessed it, 1978. This is by a band called Head East. They're out of St. Louis, and the song is Man I Wanna Be. Alright, let's get to it. Alright, so here's my homemade wood chipper that I showed you guys already in a previous video. And I was unable to locate a distributor cap for this motor, so we're going to be doing a motor swap on this. Now let me get my truck over here with the crane and we'll lift this old motor off, and then I'm going to show you what motor I'm going to be putting on here. Okay, now we're going to unbolt this bottom frame here with these 4 bolts. Figure out how to attach it to the new motor. And here's the motor we're going to use. This is the free 11 horsepower Honda Will It Run motor that I did a video on a little while back. And when I show you how this setup here works, this is the frame that the motor attaches to. It slides back and forth on these bolts. Tension belt, and you use this thing here to turn to tighten the belt. So I got it backed off all the way now. So we have to sit the motor on here now and figure out where it has to line up so that the belts fit on the pulley. And I did the math. I figured out that I need a 3-inch pulley for the motor in order to make the chipper turn at 1200 RPM. Okay, so that's pretty close. As you can see, we have a problem here with this old mount here is sitting right on top of the wheel. So I got 2 options. I can put spacers in here and lift this up higher, or I can cut this off. So I'll figure out which one I want to do, and then I'll get that done. And you can see that belts are pretty close to being lined up. It probably needs to come this way about another 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch, but there's lots of room on that shaft. I can position the pulley anywhere I want it, but I like it to be as close to the block as possible, so I'll probably end up moving it towards the wheel about 1 inch. Alright, I got that trimmed, and I also added those 2-inch pieces of steel underneath to raise it up. And I don't have the pulley yet, so I have to do the final tacking in place once I get the pulley installed. But there's lots of slack still on these adjustments, at least another 2 inches of movement to tighten it up. So we'll see how that works once I get the pulley attached on there. Alright, I got the pulley now, and I got the motor located where it's going to go, and it's ground down, ready to weld. And when you do this, you have to line up the 2 pulleys. So you use a long straight edge, and there's no room to get it on the inside. It'd be ideal if you could put it across this flat part here and then down across the smaller pulley that way, but there's no room to get it because the muffler's in the way. So what I did was I put it on the outside of the pulley, get it lined up on there, and then you look up here and you can see that it has about 1/4 of an inch, which is couldn't get much closer than this. It should work fine. And you also have to line it up vertically. So I just got down here, eyeballed it, and you can see that it's a tiny bit toed out at the bottom. So I might lift the motor up on the pull start side and shim it with a washer or something just to get it so that it's perfect, and then we'll tack it down and give it a fire it up and see how it works. Alright, I got her tacked down, and then the MIG welder ran out of wire, so I only got 4 little tacks on each side, and then I tightened it up to the proper tension, and you can see what a job I did on lining it up. Now one thing is, this pulley is actually for a 5/8 belt, and the back one is for 1/2 inch belts, but it doesn't really matter because the belts just ride lower in the groove. And this is a 3 3/4 inch pulley, I believe, and I needed a 3.5 to make it run the right speed. So you can see that they're running about 1/8 of an inch down in the groove, so it should be ideal. And you can see these are the nuts. I got this all the way slid back here, and it's still got about 1/4 of an inch of travel to tighten up. So actually more than that, the washer's taken up, so it's probably got 5/8 of an inch of travel. I could pull the belt even tighter if I needed to, but I don't think I'm gonna have to do it. So the only thing now is you have to slack the belt off with this crank here to start the motor, and then rev the engine up and spin the chipper by hand. That's what I had to do with the other motor, because as soon as you kick on that electric clutch, it would just stall the motor, because that chipper head weighs about 150 pounds or more. So you got to spin that pulley, get it spinning as fast as you can by hand, and then start tightening up on this thing here. So I'm not sure if that's going to work or not. I'm going to give it a try. If not, then I'm going to make up a belt tensioning device over here with this rod and use this as a lever to pull the motor back, and that way it'll give me more control so that it doesn't stall the motor. But we're going to try it and see how it works. Alright, we got gas and oil in here. I got some sticks. Let's give her a try. that worked pretty good. It started up no problem. I didn't have to spin the chipper head at all. I just slowly revved up the engine and let it catch up. And then once it was going, I tightened up the belt with the crank and it works great. So next you'll see me towing it around the farm, chipping some sticks.
for making somebody cry. And some men gotta be famous, take all the stars from the sky. And some men find the answer in a big old house by the sea. All I wanna be is your man, it's all that matters to me. And some men gotta have money, or they can't sleep at night. And some men just can't be happy without every pretty girl in sight. And some boys still need mama, but they just can't get along. All I wanna be is your man, and nothing's gonna go wrong. You made a brand new life for me. Now I'm the man that I wanna be. the man I am, the man I wanna be. Whoa, you mean a brand new life for me? Knowing the man that I wanna be. Look in my eyes, it's easy to see. Maybe the man I wanna be. I am the man I wanna be. Maybe the man I wanna be. All right, that was Man I Wanna Be by Head East. Thanks guys for joining me tonight. We'll see you all next time. Take care.